Hi there, Ariana from Crafting Happiness here. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet the easy lace border, also known as the chain border. And for this tutorial, I have made two samples with two different ways of crocheting this border. It's basically the same except the chain size and the number of stitches you skip. So in this sample, I've skipped one and made chains of 3, and it comes out more compact, suitable for smaller projects. And then in this sample I've increased the numbers of chains. I made 5 and skipped 2 instead of 1, and this is how it comes out, more lacy, and the links are bigger, also better for bigger blankets. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make this one, but this sample, it's made basically the same. And this is how it looks like. So let's get started. For this pattern, I am using a run yarn in green and a 5mm crochet hook, and I'll be working around my sample, which is just a square made with double crochet rows, into which I crocheted a base border. And before you start on any border around your blanket, I recommend you make a base border for your blanket. And this is just a round of single crochet stitches with 3 single crochet in each of these corners, and this is designed to give you stitches along the side of your blanket and give you nice straight edges and corners, and you can continue your border from there. For this pattern, your base border should be in the same color as your chosen border. Mine is green, so I made my base border in green, and when I finished crocheting it, I slip stitch in the very first stitch I created, but this is not a corner stitch, so I'll be moving the yarn in the corner stitch with a slip stitch. And now we are ready to start the chain border, also known as a lacy border. If you are crocheting this border on a straight edge, you will need multiples of 3 plus 1 stitches. If you are crocheting it around the blanket, you will need multiples of 3 stitches around the edge. So let's start. If you don't have enough stitches, I'll show you how to adjust the pattern. It's really easy. This is a really simple border. So we will be starting in the corner with a chain of 5. So make 5 chains, and then we will be skipping the next 2 stitches, and into the third one we are going to slip stitch. And this is your repeat, chain 5, and then skip 2 and slip stitch into the third, and repeat this all along the edge until you have crocheted into the corner stitch. So when you are slip stitching into the end of the edge, you have to slip stitch into the corner stitch. So here's one more repeat, chain 5, skip 2 into the third, slip stitch. So now I'm approaching the corner and I'm calculating where will my last slip stitch on each edge will end, and the stitches are not matching, so I'm going to show you how to adjust. So instead of skipping 3 stitches, 2 stitches and slip stitching into the third, you can actually skip 3 and slip stitch into the fourth, or skip 1 and slip stitch into the second. So that's how you adjust the pattern. If I will just skip 2 and slip stitch into the third, it will be into this chain. My corner should be here, so I'll be skipping at the end 3 stitches. So let's finish this side. And I'll show you how we do it. So chain 5, And now instead of skipping 2 and slip stitching in this stitch, we want the corner stitch, so we'll be skipping 3. And this is how you adjust the pattern. In the overall look of it, it will not be very visible, and if you don't have enough stitches, this is what we do. So we continue with this repeat chain 5, skip 2, slip stitch into third, all the way around until we slip stitch into the very first stitch we started. And this is how the second row looks like. You have these chains going around your blanket, and they will always end up here in the corner. So this is the important part. You might skip 2, you might skip 3. Make sure you slip stitch into the corners. So now we continue with our third row, and we are going to move the yarn into this chain right here. And we do that with a slip stitch, a loose slip stitch. You might even make another one if that helps, just to move it towards the center of this chain 5. And then we start with again a chain of 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we move on into the next chain 5 and we slip stitch, and again chain 5, and then slip stitch into the next space. And this is your repeat section right here, chain 5 and then slip stitch into the next chain space. So again chain 5 and slip stitch into the next chain space, and repeat this all around the blanket. When you reach the beginning of the third round, all you have to do is chain 5 and slip stitch into the same chain space you have started in. But I recommend you not slip into the chain space, but slip stitch into the very first chain you've made, and that will join the 2 chains together, rather than have it into the chain and then they slide from each other. So this is how to end, and make sure you are fastening off. And this is how it looks like at the end. If you want to make this border thicker, then just repeat the third round over and over again. And like I said, it's a pretty easy, nice, pretty looking border you can make around any edge. And I hope my tutorial was easy to follow. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Happy crocheting!